Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're listening to the podcast Capturing Magic. I'm Bill Rogers, the voice of Disney. Thanks very much for listening.
Hey everyone, welcome to Capturing Magic. I am Steph Clay and I'm here today with Tanya Hickman, who can be found at everymagicmoment.com and Tanya H666 on social media. Hi Tanya.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks.
It's good to be back and visiting with y'all again.
Yes.
Yeah, and we also have joining us Heather, as always. Heather Winfield, who can be found at HeatherW25 on social media, and then heatherw.com/character, right? Did I get it all right?
Yes. Yep. my character site. Yep. That's everything.
Yay. Okay, so let's talk a little bit first before we jump into the actual show about how we're changing how we're recording these shows, because it just works for us. And we've been doing this for a long time. We just kind of binge record.
Yes.
And record a whole bunch of episodes. And then for a long time, we were just kind of dripping them. But I decided to change it, and now we're going to release them all at once. I did this last time. Just release them all at once, and then people can binge listen as well.
It's like binge watching and binge listening is like the new thing.
It is. I totally agree. And I think, whenever I start listening to a new podcast, or whenever I listen to a podcast, I love having a bunch of episodes that are backed up that I can just let them, because they automatically will play and go into the next one.
Yeah.
And I love being able to do that. And I think it's how our society is moving. I think Netflix has changed us all a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like if I actually have time to listen to a podcast, I want to listen to like more than one.
Yeah.
Because I actually have the time to do it.
Yeah, it's usually when
Same
I'm on
thing with the TV show.
Yes, it's usually when I'm on a long drive or I'm doing a big cleaning project or something like that. And so, and I think our listeners do the same thing. So
yeah,
we're moving to that platform, and I would love to hear from our listeners. Reach out to us on social media, or you can come comment on the blog, or email us or whatever, and let us know what you think if you like this new platform too. And we're going to keep it up, because with our traveling schedules, it's hard to get all of us together.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds, it's really hard to get all of us together because someone's usually at Disney.
Heather.
Yeah. No, for reals though, at least one of us.
Always at least one of us, yeah.
Is there. So it's difficult to find a time when one of us is not there. But yeah, Heather's the biggest culprit of them all.
I'm going on Thursday.
I know. That's what we had to hurry and
It's practically home now, so you should just be able to Skype from there. Like, set up a computer.
Yeah.
Be able to record a podcast from there.
Yeah, you can do Skype on your phone. We've tried that before. It worked out well. Okay, so our topic today is we're going to finish up the 25th anniversary of Disneyland Paris and the actual event, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
April 12th.
Yeah, actual April 12th anniversary date.
Okay, so tell us.
We'll
what
just
they did.
walk you through the day, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's see. It started really early. We had really early morning breakfast. And then we got into the park. I think the park opened at 8, but the ceremony started at 9. And so we got into the parks and got into our spot. And then the festivities started. Heather, go ahead. You're going to be better at describing it. I know you will.
It was, by the castle, and then they just, they had like the music start, and then like they had, Mickey and Minnie and all of them come out like in their like regular outfits, and like, oh, this is cute. They have like a little ceremony, and then they went into.
Wait, hold on. Back up.
Okay.
Back it up. They weren't just in their regular outfits.
No, when it first started, they were.
I thought they were in the red and white and yellow outfits. Red, white, black, and yellow outfits.
Someone put their pictures.
Yeah,
Pull
no.
their pictures up.
I could have sworn they came out in the red and white outfits, or red, black, white, and yellow outfits. Like Duffy and Shelley Mae had the special outfits made,
Yeah, but that's because that's their new like outfits, I think. But the like Mickey and like Mickey's in like his like tuxedo and Minnie's in her dress and Donald's in his sailor. They're like their regular outfits.
Oh, I thought there was some special significance to those outfits.
No,
But,
they're just
okay.
their regular ones, yeah. And they also have dancers for like each section we're talking about. So like they had a really cute like the polka dot. Like
I could have sworn I heard that those outfits and the matching VIP outfits were from like opening day of Disneyland Paris.
I don't know, but I mean, I'm looking at them and they're the exact same, like regular, like Max and Goofy, like they're all their regular outfits, and that was like Duffy and Shelly Mae's like new outfits. So I don't know if that's because they don't meet in the U.S. parks anymore. So like I don't know if that's their new meetable outfits or it was whatever. But they like matched Mickey and stuff in their polka dots, and because it's Mickey's like new look. So that's the same thing. Chip and Dale weren't wearing anything. Daisy and Clarice were in their regular stuff. So, yeah, it was like their regular things. And then after they did that, they had like this special song. I can't remember. We talked about that, right, Steph, on the...
Yes.
Yeah. So, like, that's the song they played. So each one was like a different land. And they like went to that, and the first one they had was the Frontierland, and so they played like the song, and then the characters like they were coming out from like behind the castle, and they came into the hub, and then they would walk down Main Street. So if you were like we were sitting in front of the castle area, the hub area, and so we were seeing like them perform. But then if you were like on Main Street, you could see them go by you and everything. So it was pretty cool. And so the first thing, like I said, was Frontierland, and they had the first one was Main Street, so it was like the Main Street like section, and so it was like we were like freaking out over everything because it was so amazing. I mean, they had like Mary Poppins and stuff, but they had the Aristocats, and so they had like all three of them. It wasn't just Marie. And then they had like special outfits. So like almost every character like involved had like special outfits if they had them or whatever. But they had like, yeah, so like Marie, and I don't know how to pronounce the others' names. Like I could spell them like, do you know how to pronounce them? Like, I can spell them. I'm really bad at everyone's yelling at me, but like they had like their hats look like the Dapper Dans, like their things, like those kind of hats.
Oh,
and
cute.
Marie had like a cameo with like their mother's Dutch's picture on it, and like it was so cute. And they had like I said, the dancers, so they kind of looked like they were from like the Mary Poppins stuff, like I guess it's kind of like a Dapper Day kind of thing.
Yeah.
But so they had that, and Mary and Bert were just like regular stuff. But like each one would come out, like each section. I guess this is like the Main Street section. But then like each character set in that like kind of came to the front and like performed. And so it was like Mary Poppins and Bert did stuff, and then like the Aristocats did stuff, and then they had. I don't really know why I went along with it, but they had Olaf, and then the seagulls from like the summer thing. So like he had like the same kind of hat, like the Dapper Dan kind of hat, and so like they did that, and so it was this whole thing, and so.
Okay, wait, one question. So it was the seagulls from the summer thing, not the seagulls from Nemo.
No, it was the seagulls from.
Okay, because when I saw them on your Instagram, I thought, or Tanya's, I don't know who posted them. I thought they were the seagulls from Nemo.
Yeah, honestly, when they first came out, I wasn't 100% sure what they were, but then I realized that when we're talking to Tanya, and like, yeah, that's it, because they were with Olaf, so that was the thing, and they had the same hats as Olaf because he had like the hat and he had the cane thing like that he does his like little dance number thing. So yeah, that was really cute. And so that was like the first section, and like the I mean like I've been posting pictures, but like Tanya went in order, so like, So between the two of us, if you wanted to see pictures, you could look on our Instagram. And we had the hashtag was TNHDoDLP. So that's our hashtag for the whole trip. If you want to see our pictures,
So
but
fun.
so yeah, because like those dancers, like those outfits, I'm trying to describe them and I can't really, but it was really gorgeous. Theirs. So that was the Main Street one, and then like the next section was a Frontierland, and I know we said that on the other podcast that it was like we can't hear Frontierland the same way after hearing it in the song. But so they came out, and then it was Pocahontas and Miko, and like Miko had a special outfit, and so it wasn't even just regular Miko. It was just like, so it was amazing. And they had the three caballeros, and they didn't just have them. They also had Burrito and Gacho from like the short, which was amazing because like I've never seen them in person. Like this whole thing, there were like 150 some characters in this whole ceremony, and I think there were like probably close to 50 that I've never met. So like that's how many like super rare characters.
That's incredible. That is incredible.
So they had Pocahontas and Mika. They had them. They had Jesse and Woody and Bullseye, and again, compared to the other ones, like, oh, that's cool, but oh my goodness, look at this other one. So it's just like this whole thing where you didn't really even know what to look, and the person I was sitting next to was just like laughing sometimes at me because I was like, ah.
I wasn't standing anywhere near her, and I kept screaming her name, like, look, and she's like, I know.
How could you guys not be by each other for that?
I wanted to
For
stand.
real.
She wanted
Yeah.
to sit.
Like
So.
I was sitting, I was sitting in the front taking pictures, and then she was like standing, and like she was like kind of behind me,
Yeah.
but like a little bit over, and so she was taking videos, so we had it like covered.
Yeah.
But a couple times I'd be looking at her like, like I couldn't even speak.
Yeah.
I went to go look through my photos just now so I can like follow along with what we're talking about, and I was like, I don't even really have any photos. Like mine's all video. Like she has all the photos. I have all the video.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, like I have thousands of pictures, so that's why like I have them sorted by each section. And then like the dancers there, they were like the like cowboyish,
Yeah.
kind of thing, Frontierland thing. But like again, all these things were so well done. They weren't like these like cheesy looking like costumes or anything. I mean, they looked
Really pretty costumes.
yeah. And anything else to say about the Frontierland section? 'Cause I think I got them all. We were just kind of freaking out over the two of them.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness, I've never seen them before in my life.
That's incredible.
And then the next section was Adventureland. So that
I liked the dancers in this one because they were birds of paradise.
yeah, and then
They were really cute.
and the guys were like with the leaves
Mm-hmm.
stuff too. So like they were really cool. And then this one had more characters that I wish I could kind of like run out there and tackle to get a picture with. But I guess I would have been thrown out if I did that. I don't know, but
Oh, I bet you were dying.
I was dying because they had Aladdin, Jasmine, and then Sultan.
He was so cute. He said I want to dance with him because he's just like all bubbly and dancy. He was so cute.
And they had Tarzan and Jane. I think Turk was there. And again, sometimes it was like a regular character there. I was like, whatever. Because these like other ones. And they had Captain Jack Sparrow and Angelica, who she used to meet at the park like when that movie came out. And she met for like a couple months. So I met her. But like she like I haven't seen her since. So
Yeah.
I mean that was pretty cool. And I think that was it on that section. But yeah, that Sultan was just that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. So and like you said, for their costumes, because I mean those like the ones the girls were wearing were just like gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So then they had the Discovery Land, which again is like their Tomorrowland section.
Uh-huh.
And this like how many rare characters were in this section?
All of the experiments.
Yeah, I think like
And-
almost every character in this
and
is like
Pleakley in drag. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Like, I didn't even really,
Yeah, this isn't like my thing either. And I was just like, ah.
Oh my God. Like, I didn't know this stuff existed. Like, oh my goodness. And then they had from Treasure Planet, they had Ben and what's the other one's name? Tanya. Oh my God, I'm just freezing on the name.
Hold on. Wait for it. Oh no, I don't have him.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. All of a sudden, my name is blanking, but yeah, and Ben, and
I'm gonna look it up. Just keep talking. It's gonna bug me. I can't figure it out.
And from Atlantis, they had Kita and Milo, and that was like another like, oh my goodness, I'm like passing out moment because I had like. All four of them, like I had never seen them before because obviously they're not really like big movies. They were kind of in that time period where Disney, like they put them out, but they didn't become like a big thing. So I've never, like I know they met at some point probably like in the U.S. parks, but
Jim Hawkins. Okay,
thank you. like I'm looking at the picture and
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry. Continue.
So yeah, they like it was amazing because I'd never seen them before. Like, I think I don't even know if I've seen pictures of, like, all of them. I know I've seen maybe pictures of, like, a special event, like, once or something, but it was real. So I took a ton of pictures of them, especially, like, all of them. So that was, like, that whole section was just amazing. It was just all, oh, my goodness, where do I live?
Was there, it was the Experiments, Treasure Planet, and Atlantis. Was it just those three?
Yeah.
So it was, like, literally... Stitch was the only person that you see on a daily basis. Like,
and even his thing, like his costume was like
that entire, all the costumes and everything. Like the Experiments had on costumes that like matched the theming, and it was crazy.
Like a whole like a steampunk thing, and then like the dancers, like their things were really cool. The steampunk stuff, and like on their hats and their oh my goodness, it was. I think that was like probably the coolest section because like everything was there was so.
It was
rare.
the section I wasn't expecting to really like as much either, and I think I liked it almost the most as far as like the details of that one.
Right.
Yeah, there were like I think 5 or 6 experiments along with like Stitch and Angel and all that. Yeah, it was like
there's one.
It was ridiculous.
Watch the video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is there's 6 of them, including Stitch, and then Pleakley.
Yeah. So that was
crazy.
That was amazing. And then they had like the Fantasyland section. So that one was like, it was, I thought of you, Steph, because they had Jiminy there. So it was like Jiminy. And it was
Alice Wonderland characters.
Oh yeah, Alice. So then they had Cheshire Cat and March Hare. And you know,
Peter Pan and Wendy.
And Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So they had so they weren't really like a lot of them rare. There was a couple of those that were like the Alice characters, but still, I love Fantasyland, so I love seeing that, and I love seeing Snow with all the characters is cute. And like the dancers' costumes, they were like kind of fairies.
They almost look like a mixture between a fairy and a lily, a calla lily or flower of some sort.
Oh,
yeah, they
were
really
like cute.
Pink. It was really pretty, and the strange thing was that like Tink wasn't in any of this, and she's like their symbol for the 25th anniversary. Like she's like on all the lampposts and stuff, and it was like
I thought for sure we were going to get to see her in her blue dress.
Yeah,
interesting.
It's all right. It's all good.
Yeah,
they more than made up for it.
Yeah, he was like one of like the only like characters of like any Disney character that wasn't there. It's a little strange, but yeah. So then they had the Sleeping Beauty section. So they had again, it's Sleeping Beauty Castle. So they had
they're very good about highlighting her.
Yeah,
like in a lot of stuff there. Like it's all about Princess Aurora. It's like it's her castle, it's her park, it's her thing. You know,
as it should be. Yeah. So she and it's not just like I'm not talking to Aurora like in her regular dress like you see. I mean, it was this gorgeous like pinkish little purplish kind of thing, and it kind of like an armor kind of on it, and this gold thing around her neck, and the crown, and I mean, that if like that was the only thing in the whole ceremony,
oh yeah, I would have been happy.
And like Philip's outfit was just like ridiculously gorgeous. And then they had, the 3 fairies, and they did like the whole like proclamation for the, 25th, and like their outfits were a little different too. I mean, they were the ones, they aren't face characters because now they have in the parade, they're mostly face characters, but they were not. They were the, but they had special outfits also that were like fancier, the 3 of them. So they did that. They did a little proclamation thing, and I don't remember exactly what they did because again, I was still in my whole like, oh my goodness. And then, do you remember anything else they said or no, Tanya?
Hold on, I can listen.
Okay, she has a video.
Let me see what she's talking about. I think she's just welcoming everybody to the event. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. We can hear it. That's fun.
Yeah.
You should play that song. You should play the song so we can hear it.
Oh my god.
Okay, so then after this like beauty section, after that, no, I mean we can, but like this was the thing when then it was just like, okay, we're done. We're just now throwing every single character you've ever seen like in your life, like, and they just kept walking out like in this line. Goodness. And I think that's especially too when we were like, ah, my goodness, like what's going on? Like, I mean, it was just, I can't even, I mean, it was, 3 Little Pigs and Oswald and Roger Rabbit and Jessica and it was like 100 characters came like marching out. Yeah, and just like, and they had from like Big Hero 6, like, like Baymax in the Park, but they had like all of them. Like, they, Hero, he's not a face character anymore, so it was like, Hero
Merlin and Merlin
and Bianca,
Bernard and King Lioness.
Oh my goodness! And then like
Cusco. Love him.
Yeah, love Cusco.
And they had Mulan and Shang. Like Shang is the reason why I started doing Run Disney, and then I never still got to meet him because they cut him when I started. But he's there, and Hercules and Meg. I mean, again, ones that aren't like, I mean, they were like rare, but not like rare like these other ones. But still, I mean, and ones who weren't rare, like they
Clopin.
had like
I see Clopin.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I didn't have Esmeralda then. They didn't.
I'm not quite sure, but whatever. I'll take one.
And I mean, they had like Chicken Little and Abby, and and then like I said, normal ones like all the like different princesses like Anna and Elsa and Elena and
Darkwing and Launchpad.
Yeah, and Penelope and oh my goodness, really
Incredibles.
Yeah. And then they had, like I said, the other Merida, any of the princesses that weren't out in the other thing, they all came out for that.
Joy and Sadness and Princess Elena.
Oh, yay!
And Sophia and Flick and Ada. Just pretty much
it was a lot of stuff.
Ever like, and again, they're just like all coming, like they came out in a line and then they went kind of like around the hub in a circle, and it was like, oh my goodness, where do I look? And then they had like these like carriage things. I don't know how to explain them, but then with like they had someone like bicycling them. So on those, they had all the characters like that were in the beginning, like Mickey, Minnie, and all them. But they had these special one day only 25th anniversary outfits. So they were like on these carriages, and so then they came like flying in, and they went around, and they came off the thing, and then they did a dance, and we were still all freaking out. And then some of like the other characters got on the carriages, and then they were going around, like Penelope was going around, and like
it was just sensory overload. Sensory overload.
I'm totally feeling that. Even
you didn't know which way to look. Didn't know, like it was just so much, and they were like, because we were facing the castle and we were on the curb, so like they're in the street and everything, like right in front of us, and we're just like, what? I don't even know. Like I couldn't even focus. Like I couldn't focus between like all that going on. Like I'm crying. Like I don't. There's so much going on. It was amazing.
It was just I mean, I can't even. It was like the most amazing thing I've seen in a Disney park. And again, I've seen a lot.
They blew out every other anniversary that any park has ever done. by far.
Wow.
By
It
far.
was like, your move, Disney World, on your 50th.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Like a company is not going to do here again.
Okay, so was this a special ticketed event, like an additional?
No.
No, this was anyone that was there at the park that day could go.
Anybody can go.
And the thing too is that it was, more crowded than any other day we were there, but it still wasn't like crazy, ridiculously crowded. Like it never felt like when I'm at Disney World or even Disneyland, like when it's crowded, it didn't feel anything like that. I mean, when they opened up the gates, because we haven't where we were eating breakfast, like
we could oversee the gates.
They opened the gates where people were like all running, to get there. But yeah, I mean, it was, and like I said, after they did this thing, they were by the hub, but then they walked down Main Street, and so like everybody could see what was going on. It was
after anything that happened to like in the hub area in front of the castle continued down Main Street, so everybody got to see them.
And then at the end, they had, which was amazing, they had like a ton of cast members, and it wasn't just like people working there. Like,
are you going to skip the Catherine part, the president of DLP part? Like, was that in between those two things?
Was it? Oh yeah, that was when the characters came out, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
I guess when they came out in their special outfits, they introduced her.
Yeah, mine was.
Yeah, I know, right? We're like, who? The president of Disneyland Paris came out and did her speech in half English, half French again. And then she introduced, she's the one that said the cast members had a special surprise for everyone. And we were like, ooh, what is it? And then, this was by far my favorite part of the entire, I mean, the rest was cool. Don't get me wrong. The rest was really cool. But they kind of flash mob, not really a flash mob, but they came out of the cast members came out of the castle, like 1,000 at least.
It was a lot. It was, and they came out like on both sides. So like part of it went left, part of them went right. Part of them went like around the hub.
Doing the routine to the song. They all learned the routine.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was really good.
I saw a video that you guys posted while you were over there of that, and I thought it was the neatest thing ever.
Oh yeah. Like they take so much pride in their park there.
And it was really cool because, some of them, like I guess were working that day, so like they were in their costumes, and then other ones weren't. But it was really cool, and there was this Star Tours guy who was so into it. I like couldn't stop watching him. But I mean, it was just
how fun.
There were a couple of them there. I'm like, yeah, you go with that routine. Like, yeah, no, it was so good, and they went all the way down Main Street and around too.
Yeah,
and that's dedication. They had to have been there really early. Like to get ready for that.
Yeah.
Not to mention learning. It wasn't like a short routine either. It was a pretty decently long routine.
Wow.
Yeah, because there were so many of them.
Yeah.
If it were me, it would be like, no, Stephanie, please don't. You're not going to be in this. Everyone but you.
There was a lot of them.
And so like the whole thing lasted like 45 minutes or something. I'm looking back at my pictures, and like the last cast member picture I have is like 9:46. So this is like this is amazing.
Yeah.
So it was, so that was like when that ended, we're just like,
that's just the beginning of the day.
Yeah. It's just not even 10 a.m. now. So.
And
we're like, my goodness, like what do we do? And then they had like the characters who, like I said, met in or had these special outfits like just for that day. They met in those outfits during the day.
For that day.
Neat.
Just that day. So I mean,
were you running around to try and get as many as you could?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We got them.
Yes. Yeah. We got all of them.
Oh yay.
Yeah, those lines were, but yeah.
Yeah, they were crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, so we, and like Clarice and Max, and I mean, like the Duffy and Shelly Mae, and of course, Mickey, Minnie, all of them. But I mean, like those three, like
Clarice's outfit, I'm looking at her right now. It's so cute.
Because Clarice is the first one we met. Because we were like, Clarice!
Yeah.
Like, that line.
So good.
Oh, fun.
And yeah, they were all, I mean, like, because their outfits, they were, like these blue and pink and like flat, I mean, feathers, and I mean, it was just, like I think
I really liked. I will probably talk about it during like the next part that we're going to talk about. But they when they were wearing those 25th anniversary outfits, those day outfits in the actual ceremony, and they're in the cavalcade too. But the dancers with them are like in the same blues and pinks, and they're like can outfits, and they're so cute. They're the dancers in those in those same colors that they had with them were probably my favorite part of the dancing costumes for sure.
Yeah.
I loved because they looked very French. You know, they were very like they fit the theming perfectly. But yeah, the characters are cool.
But this was like the thing that they actually brought over a lot of Walt Disney World cast members because they needed so many. So and they also have what we found out was they have like overtime laws there. So like they need that's why they needed more. So but yeah, I mean that's why. You know, I heard people were coming over. I'm like, oh, I wonder what. And then now you see why. It's like, oh my goodness, there's like hundreds.
Yeah, we heard a lot of people were flying over there, and we're like, oh, I don't understand what for. You know, but okay, I guess it's gonna be cool. Like, no, like not expect this like at all.
Yeah, I mean, there were like we were talking about dancers. They're not like 2 or 3 dancers. I mean, there were like what 20 or some dancers like in each section. I mean,
yeah,
like,
I mean, just from Disney World alone, they took what 2 planefuls of people over.
Yeah. And I think they brought up people from someone else was telling me from like England too, and then so there was a ton of people involved in this whole ceremony. So after that, like you mentioned, like the cavalcade. So they had the character cavalcade. So it was a parade, and it basically was just a parade with all these characters in it. Like all these
every character that was in the opening ceremony is now marching down the street.
Yeah. And
to like a street party, no floats, no nothing, just them.
Wow.
And dancing. So and they did that twice during the day. So and we saw it from like 2 different places, and I like the second place we saw because like the first place was the whole sun, and so it was like the shadows. But then like the second time we saw it, I got much better pictures because they were coming the other way. So, but the hard thing was like the character would be like on the other side. So like, like Jessica Rabbit was like always on the other side. I'm just like,
yeah, she was never where she needed to be.
So I mean, that was hard, but it was just so cool to see. They all just like walking down, like it.
Yeah, that cavalcade was a lot of fun.
That was a ton of fun. So I'm glad we got to see that twice too.
Yeah.
So, and they were also that those carriage thingies. And
we're in that.
They were in that, but otherwise there was no.
I posted the full video on YouTube on my YouTube channel already, so I'll link that up.
Oh, cool.
Or you can just watch. I have the link for the Disney Parks blog, like live stream the whole thing, and it's still there. So, like the entire ceremony.
You live streamed it on Facebook or on YouTube?
No, Disney live streamed it.
Disney live streamed it.
Yeah,
it's worth taking an hour and watching that opening ceremony because it's really cool.
Okay. Cool.
I just have on YouTube the cavalcade.
Okay.
Yeah, so like a lot of the pictures I've been posting have been from the cavalcade because I mean I took a lot during the ceremony, but then like the cavalcade they're like right on top of you. So most of those like anytime there's like any kind of excuse, it's like, oh, it's the rescuer's anniversary. I'm posting like a picture. So that was amazing. That was like I think it was like the greatest Disney day.
Yeah,
like,
really good.
Like a dream, totally. It's so incredible. And I'm so glad that the 2 of you were able to do this and to do it together. Like I've said before, like that made me so happy that the 2 of you got to go do this and to do it together. It wouldn't be right if only one of you went.
True.
I don't think it would be right.
Yeah, one of us would have been holding it over the other's head forever. Sure. Like, remember?
Yeah. Well, I went to Paris. But yeah, besides, so the ceremony, the cavalcade, the characters, and then as you left the park that night, they've been doing for the anniversary. I guess it's for the anniversary, just Mickey, right? Like on the daily basis. He does like a good night over the train station as people are walking out. Like he's up there for a good amount of time, just waving by and as people are walking out. And so, but for this day, they were in the outfits, right?
Yeah.
They had all of them up there. All of them in their special 25th anniversary outfits saying goodnight to everybody.
Oh, wow. That's neat.
Yeah, it was super cute. And I think that is, after that, I passed out from exhaustion.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a full day. I mean, yeah.
That was a full day for sure.
That was also the first day that in the regular parade, the dragon breathed fire.
Oh yeah, yeah. They, I guess, when they first started that parade, like for the media before the anniversary, they had her breathe fire that day for the media, and then they turned it off, and they were like, "Nope, not until the anniversary."
Really?
And so so when we watched the normal parade, because they did the cavalcade and the normal parade. So when they did the normal parade on that day, we got to see the fire finally after like 5 days of seeing the parade.
Yeah.
That was exciting. Fire!
That's good.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So people can look at your pictures like you said on Instagram. I want to let people know though that they don't actually have to have an Instagram account to go and look at those. You can go in any web browser and just do Instagram.com/TanyaH666 to see Tanya's feed, and then or Instagram.com/HeatherW25 to see Heather's Instagram feed. And
Is there I'm just going to make up my own stuff now. I need a app that makes like a slideshow out of my, like I can just choose from Instagram. That way I can just like post a slideshow of all the photos and you don't have to like search through my feed. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I bet that there's a plugin. Are you on WordPress for your blog?
Yes.
I bet you there's a plugin that you can
A plugin for that?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Absolutely. In fact, I think I've used it before on Capturing Magic.
Yeah, that would just make it a lot easier.
That. Yeah, that would be great.
I'll look into that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
There's an app for everything, so.
There's either an app or a plugin, yes.
Yeah.
For everything, for real. Okay. Let's remind our listeners where they can find you, Tanya.
You can find my blog at everymagicmoment.com and Tanya H666 on all social media.
And Heather?
My character site, which has finally been updated from this Paris trip. It's like a huge update. I've added like 100 pictures. It's heatherw.com/character. And on social media, I'm heatherw25. And my Facebook page for the character site is I Love Characters.
Perfect. Okay, and capturingmagic.me is where you can find the show notes and everything else related to Capturing Magic. And Instagram is Capturing Magic _, Capturing Magic me _ I think. Why can I not remember my Instagram handle over there? So lame. Capturing
Magic
_ Yeah. And you can find us. We periodically, when we're on trips, we'll update and post things there as well. Super fun. And
I'll post some July 4th stuff.
Yes,
hopefully.
Good. Yay, yeah, do, because you're getting ready to leave again soon.
Yeah.
Okay, and then make sure also that you check out the free Google Photos class at modernphotosolutions.com so that you can get all of your favorite Disney photos organized. Yay, automatically without having to do anything to them. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, the best thing ever. All right, thank you, and we will see you next time on Capturing Magic.